Without them, clocks stop ticking.
Without them, lights go out.
But if you need a fixie, please don't let their secret out. But if you need a fixie, please don't let their secret out.
But if you need a fixie, please
Don't let their secret out.
The flashlight.
Where is that thing?
Hi, Tom Thomas. What are you looking for?
The flashlight. Ah, here it is.
Why do you need it?
Katya, I want to talk with her.
Why not use the phone? This thing's a flashlight. It's not a telephone.
No, you don't understand. Me and Katya came up with a secret code. If I flash just once, then it means hello there.
Oh, and Katya's also said hello there to you. And 2 flashes? What's that?
Katya's asking if everything's all right. Now I'll tell her that everything's good. Oh, what's wrong with this?
I think it's not working right.
I see, Nolik, but what's wrong?
Any flashlight is nothing more than a battery and a light bulb connected by some wires that are used to make a switch in between them. To turn on a flashlight, you flip on a switch. That lets the electricity flow through the wires from the battery to the bulb so it lights up. And if it won't light up, that means that the battery is dead, the light bulb is burned out, or the switch is broken. And now let's put all this theory into practice.
I'm sorry, but I don't have time right now. Don't you get it? If I don't signal back, she'll think that I don't want to talk to her, and that would just be terrible.
Just don't get all worked up. We'll help you. But first, we need to get the the pack-a-mat and come right back. See ya.
Did you hear that? Masya, what a weird sound.
Uh-huh. That's new.
Now we know what the noise was.
Papoose, can we use a pack-a-mat to fix a flashlight?
Really, did you say a flashlight? Do you know the story about when Granddad had to travel for miles on top of a dog? It's true! He was sent on a very important mission. A huge flashlight repair.
What kind was it?
A special kind called a lighthouse.
A lighthouse is a tall structure with a huge flashlight on top of it that is used to help ships and planes find their way. People have been using lighthouses since ancient times. The most famous of them all is the Lighthouse of Alexandria. It was built in Egypt more than 2,000 years ago, and it was more than 100 meters tall. The ancient Greeks considered this lighthouse one of the 7 wonders of the world. In ancient times, people would burn big fires on top of lighthouses. Today, the light comes from powerful electric bulbs. Many of today's lighthouses not only give off light, but they send radio signals too. Yes, thanks to lighthouses, ships and planes for miles around learn where they need to sail or where they've got to fly in order to stay safe.
And thanks to that heroic deed of your grandfather, that big old lighthouse started working. Since then, not a single ship has ever gone astray.
Simka! And what if we don't just fix the flashlight, but we do something heroic? Like Grandpa's did. Uh-huh. All right. What do you say? Let's jump on the back of this dog and get moving.
What?
Stop ducking. Grab hold of my hand. Uh-oh.
Chusaka, no! Get out right now!
Tish! That was really Really some heroic deed. Now it's time to go get that lighthouse fixed. Tom Thomas, hand the lighthouse over.
What kind of lighthouse?
The one that's your flashlight.
I have no use for it.
What do you mean no use for it? But then how are you gonna tell Katya what she needs to know?
I already told her. Watch this.
No, that wasn't the deal. Yeah. You want to tell us our heroic deed was in vain?
Well, if you need some heroic deed, then sure, fix it.
Hooray!
The short circuit.
Are you sure we're allowed to play in your dad's office?
We're not gonna play in here. We came here on a tour. I think this place is like a real museum. Just take a look at that. I have no idea what it is. And this thing is a complete mystery. Keep it down, this is a museum, you know?
What a great museum guide you are. You know absolutely nothing.
How can you say you don't know? I know.
I'd like to run a test here, on the capacitor.
On this one?
Don't touch!
Why can't I? It's not a museum.
Because it's dangerous.
If you touch it, the shock could be deadly.
But you two are touching it all the time. I've seen it.
The only time is when the device is turned off.
And right now, the device is running.
For many centuries, the Fixies only had to work on mechanical devices. But after the discovery of electricity, the Fixies had to master electrical devices as well. At first, Fixies were getting terrible shocks, and they really, really hurt. Over time, the Fixies figured out that you can't fix appliances when they're turned on, and bare wires should never, ever be touched. And Fixies also learned that electricity can travel not just through wires, but through plain old water. So that's why if a broken wire ever ends up in a puddle of water, you must never get close to it, or you could get a terrible shock. Fixies learn all these important rules, and they hope humans understand that they need to learn them as well.
Look. Now here's one I know about. It's an old radio my dad got from my grandpa. More than 60 years old, can you believe it?
Your grandpa?
The old radio.
That was a joke. Is it still working?
I don't know. Let's check.
Like the electricity got turned off.
Maybe it was a short circuit.
I'll go find out. Oh, so it was you who caused the short circuit.
I was in here showing all these things to Nolik, and we wanted to turn on the radio. We flipped the switch on, and then suddenly, kaboom, the lights go off.
They're off everywhere in the apartment.
So then how can I even warm up my pizza now?
Soon it will warm up all by itself now that the refrigerator isn't working. Simka, what is that thing you said? A short circuit. Electricity goes back and forth from an appliance with two separate wires. For example, an iron uses the electricity it needs to get hot. But if those two wires start touching each other without the iron in the middle, then the wires will get hot instead. And this can cause the wires to burn out. When this happens, it's called a short circuit. Short circuits can happen when the coating around a wire is worn out, or when an appliance is broken on the inside of it. So when you tried turning on that old broken radio, the wires in the apartment started burning.
Does that mean all the wires got destroyed?
Don't worry. In our apartment, there's an automatic switch to stop that. It turns off the electricity when the wires start getting too hot.
Oof. And what about that, automatic switch? Is that something you need your mom and dad to turn on?
No question. You definitely would. But you have us. Yeah. And we have Papus and Masya. I'll go tell them what happened here. And you guys, you turn off the radio.
But we'll get electrocuted.
What do you mean electrocuted? Thanks to you, there's no electricity.
Are you ready?
Pull it up.
Hooray!
Tidish!
So, Tom Thomas, what are we doing next?
Why don't we continue with our tour?
Hey, wait for me! I'm coming! Hey, wait! I thought you were fixing the television with Papoose and Marcia. They asked me to come here and stay with you on your awesome museum tour. That way there'll be less for them to fix in here later.